Welcome back to Peril Pending, and today we're looking at Independence Day. You know, I wonder how long after calling this by-election did Farage realise that he has made the biggest mistake of his political career. Maybe a day or two. I feel like when all the other parties dropped out, he thought, ooh, maybe I can play this. I can call them a uni party, and that's the establishment. See, haha, I'm the anti-establishment party. And then a bin came along and said, I'm going to run against you. And then you can't, I mean, they are trying, it's crazy. They are trying to call Binface, Count Binface, sorry, I'm not that familiar with them. They're trying to call Count Binface the establishment. I've seen Swella Braverman's husband try that already. It's crazy. But what's good about this election is that no matter how you slice the cake, it's a win for ordinary people. Because if he wins, great, you won against a bin. What does that prove? There was an army of one, and it was a bin, and you won against them, but it cost the taxpayer $250,000. And if he loses, well, that's the end of reform, isn't it? Because there's no reform without Nigel, and Nigel just got beaten by a man with a bin on his head. And today, we're going to look at an article which could be considered the icing of that very cake. It's from The Guardian by Josh Halliday and Priya Bharati, titled, Reform Activists Urged to Switch Focus from Manchester to Farage's Clacton contest. Let's get into it. Reform UK activists have been urged to divert from the Greater Manchester mayoral by-election to support Nigel Farage's, quote, fake contest. They are scared. Reform UK are actually scared that Nigel Farage is going to lose against a bin they are honestly trying to call the establishment, which, as a viewer pointed out on the last video, according to Richard Tice, Count Binface can't be part of the establishment because, like the aristocrats of old, he has a title. So that's not really going to work. Either that or Farage and Tice are going to have to admit that they're funded by the establishment, which I'm sure they'll never do. A WhatsApp message shared with the party members in North West England said, the message could not be more clear. We now need all of our fantastic activists, branch officers and councillors to come and help us in Clacton. Yes, because guess what, chaps and chapettes? A bin, a man, an alien with a bin on his head is fighting Nigel Farage. So this is an all hands on deck experience. Yes, we should easily be able to win against a bin, but it looks like that might not be the case. Apparently, the general public at large are also a part of the establishment. A Reform UK councillor who received the WhatsApp message, sent on Wednesday, said the party was desperate to show support for its embattled leader, even at the expense of surrendering the chance to win the mayoralty. I'm struggling too much with that word. And we're going to get onto a few of the responses that I found on X from about this, because some of them are quite funny. But yeah, they're giving up the chance to be mayor of Manchester because they desperately need Farage to remain an MP, or Farage needs Farage to desperately remain an MP. Either way, this is hilarious. It's a bin. It's a man with a bin on his head, and they are frightened. They said it suggested the party don't believe they can win in Burnham's backyard, and that would give further ammunition to claims that it had a woman problem, as campaigners are diverted from helping its Greater Manchester candidate, Cian Astley, a local businesswoman and television personality. A Reform spokesperson said the WhatsApp message in question was shared with every single Reform UK branch chair across the country. It was not targeted at one specific area or region. Yeah, but that's not really the point, is it? Because as I understand it, there's the Clacton by-election that's happening, and there's the Manchester by-election that's happening, and I believe it's sort of the beginning of August and end of July, I believe. So they're quite close together. Within that sort of space, within that space of a few weeks, as I understand it, and I could be wrong, there aren't any other by-elections. So it doesn't matter if it was targeted or not. You are pulling campaigners, you are pulling workers away from what they'd have to do in Manchester to go and help you in Clacton. So, I mean, it does look like either you're afraid Nigel's going to lose, or you believe that your candidate in Manchester just cannot win. What is it, Reform? I suppose the answer, whichever one they can spin to be about the establishment. That's their word of the week this time round. The spokesperson continued, "We are taking both by-elections incredibly seriously. Our campaign plans for the Greater Manchester mayoral by-election remain unchanged. Apart from the fact, of course, that we're taking away every single available and potentially even unavailable office worker, volunteer, leaflet hander-outer. We're taking all of them because we're really scared that Farage might actually lose to a bin." And of course, on top of this hilarious news, X kind of lit up. We've got one here from a chap who's from Doug Bosom. "Trigger by-election in hopes you can dodge corruption inquiry by beating the establishment. No party stands against you and your top opponent is a comedian wearing a bin. Corruption inquiry will resume after by-election. Drain party resources to defeat man wearing bin." Yeah, that is the 4-step plan. I believe he managed to tear, or she managed to tear directly from Reform HQ. There's really no other explanation. Another one here from Alex Harrison. "We're giving up on one of the biggest prizes in British politics because there's a chance Nigel might lose to a bin." NHS Million says they are genuinely worried he might lose to a bin, and yet some people want this man to be Prime Minister. And finally from Harry Eccles, "They're going to lose the mayoral election to go and fight a man with a bin on his head. To try and win a seat they had already won." And that's kind of my favourite one there, because, yeah, there was absolutely no need for this. There was absolutely no need for this. He already had the job. He already had the title. He already had the people of Clacton. He gave it up for some... I really don't even know. I genuinely have absolutely no idea why he gave it up, other than to potentially distract from the inquiries, but that's completely failed. And now he has to fight it, and he has to put all of his party resources behind it, even sacrificing Manchester for Clacton-MANIA. Farage versus a man with a bin on his head. But those are just my thoughts. Leave yours in the comments section down below. And I'll catch you next time while the peril's still pending.